Hello students, last class we have studied about properties of friction. Today we are going to see about types of friction.
Okay, now we start with type of friction. There are three types of friction according to your syllabus, that is static, sliding and rolling. These all the three friction is called dry friction. It will act only on the solid substance. So friction have a two type mainly, dry friction and fluid friction. Dry means the friction only acting on a solid substance. Fluid friction means only acting on the fluid substance. You know what are fluid substance? Air and liquids are called as a fluid substance. But according to your syllabus, we are go with only the dry friction. There are three type of friction is there. One is static friction, next one is sliding friction, and third one is rolling friction. You just want to know about this. Okay. So now we go with static friction. For example, imagine this is a big car. Okay. The car has some starting problem. So what we are doing? We are try to pushing the car to start, isn't it? So imagine there are 3 or 5 persons are try to pushing. Is it suddenly the car start moving? No. The car doesn't start. It does not change its place. Still they are applying force, but there is no movement in the car. That means some other force acting in the opposite direction, they did not allow the car to move. That is known as friction. This friction is called as a static friction. The initial friction is called static friction if you are trying to move a object over a surface. Okay, once again listen carefully. If a car have any starting problem, then we are applying a force. Imagine we are applying 50 Newton force, but still there is no change in the position of the car, or the car is still at rest. That means the same 50 Newton force is acting in opposite direction. That way they are cancel each other. So if they are opposite direction, means the resultant force is 0. Resultant force 0 means there is no force is acting like that. So there is no movement. So that force is called static friction. Okay. So this is important. So the initial friction is called static friction. So the static friction is the force of friction that come into play only when the object tend to move over a surface. But there is no movement of the object. In spite we are giving a force. This is the definition. Listen carefully. The static frictional forces come into play only when the objects are tend to move over a surface, but there is no movement, still we are applying a force. That force is called static friction. Are you understood? So we are giving a force, but there is no change in the state of the car. The car is still at rest. There is no actual motion is there. That means some other force, heavy force is acting in opposite direction and did not allow the car to move. Okay, that friction is called static friction or a initial friction. Okay, so what is the property of static friction? They will not allow the object to motion. So they will hold the object at rest only. That friction is called static friction. I hope you understood. But after giving a force of 55, then suddenly it start. Once it start moving, then the friction changing from static to sliding. Okay, that is a static friction. The applied force during the stationary state of body is called static friction. What is its property? It holds the object in its position only. They will not allow the object to change the state from rest to motion. That is the property of static friction. It holds an object in its place and prevent to change the state of rest of any object. And one more thing, this friction does not exist on bone. If you imagine the ball, metal ball, the ball is at rest, then there is no static friction is acting. So only when the static friction act, only when you are giving a force and try to move the object, then the static friction come into play. So if there is no external force, if there is no motion, then there is no static friction. So the static friction does not exist by itself. when you are applying a force on the object and try to move the object over a surface, then the static friction comes into play. Okay, so the static friction end with the beginning of sliding friction. If you are trying to push, okay, after 1 second a particular force, the car start moving. So once it start moving, the static friction end and the sliding friction is start. So the static friction end with the beginning of sliding friction. Okay, and static friction is a self-adjusting in nature. Okay, imagine this is one cupboard. Okay, you want to change the cupboard position from here to here. That is not looking nice in that place. So you want to change the position. Now you are applying a force, but there is no movement. That means if you are applying 10 Newton force, that means there is no movement. What is the meaning of no movement? Some other opposite side, the same force is acting. So 10 Newton force is acting in opposite direction. That will not allow the object to move. They are cancel each other. Okay. Now you are asking your brother to apply a force on the cupboard. Now your brother also applying. Imagine the brother is giving 15 Newton force. Okay, still there is no movement in the cupboard. So what is the meaning? Now the frictional force is changed to 25 Newton. If it is not moving, means what is the meaning? Some other force is acting in opposite direction. Before you are applying 10 Newton force, still there is no motion. That means the frictional force is also the same magnitude. Now you both are applying a force total of 25 Newton, but still there is no movement. That means the same 25 Newton force is acting in the opposite direction. So if you are increasing the force, the frictional force also increasing. That means adjusting themselves. Okay, so that is the word is that the static friction is a self-adjusting in nature. So if we are increasing the force, the static friction also increasing itself. They are adjusting in nature. Okay. Now how to measure the static friction? The force required to start moving the object from rest. Once it start move, then the friction changes from static to sliding. So the force required, imagine this is the car. How much force you are giving to move the car? That force is called static frictional force. This is how you are able to measure the force. Imagine if you are giving a 49 Newton. There is no movement in the car or a bus. Now you are giving a 15 Newton. Suddenly the car start moving. That means the 15 Newton is the static friction force. This is how we have measured the static friction. The force required to start moving the object from rest position is measure of static friction. Now we go for sliding friction. In sliding friction, in this example, if you want to change the cupboard from this place to this position to here, then we are applying a force 10 and 25. Still there is no change in the position. Now some other giving a force of 2 Newton. Then it start moving. Up to its stationary, they have a friction. Forces acting on it. That friction is called static friction. Once it start moving, then the friction acting on the moving object is called sliding friction. So the sliding friction comes into play only when the two surfaces are slide over each other. Okay, that is a definition of sliding friction. So if you are riding a car, okay, imagine this is the car have some starting problem, so you are pushing, now it start moving. So once it start moving, it is easy to ride on the car in a road, even road. Okay, so the sliding friction is little bit less magnitude than the static friction. So how you continue? If you are continue the same motion, you are able to move in the sliding friction. Once you apply a force on that object, then the car come to rest because of the sliding friction acting in a opposite direction. So if you are walking or if you are running, you are in a sliding friction. So if you want to continue that, you want to continue the same motion. If you stop exerting the force, then our motion also come to halt because of the sliding friction. If you are applying a brake, then suddenly the car stops because of the sliding friction acting in a opposite direction. Okay, this is about sliding friction. So the force exerted by a surface on an object when it is actually sliding on the surface is called sliding friction. How we are able to measure? It is measured by the force required to keep the object. So how much force is required to keep the object in motion? So if you are running, how much force is required to keep yourself in a running or a walking? Okay, that force is called static friction. So this is how we are able to measure. It is measured by the force required to keep the object sliding uniformly over a given surface. Okay, this is how we are able to measure sliding friction. Next we go with rolling friction. This is the third type of rolling friction. The same way, what is the definition? The rolling friction comes into play only when the objects are rolling over the surface. That friction is called rolling friction. Otherwise, it is the frictional force exerted by a surface on an object rolling over it. Okay, how it is measured? It is measured by the force required to maintain the rolling motion of the object over a given surface. Then we are able to measure the rolling friction. So from this you know that static friction is the initial friction have a higher magnitude, then sliding friction is less than that, and rolling friction is very less than the static and sliding. So that's why nowadays we have a rolling chair, or if you have a heavy furniture like washing machine, grinder, fridge, we are using a stand with a wheel. Why? Because the type of wheel and that providing a rolling friction. Compared to other friction, the rolling friction is easy. So if you want to change the place of fridge, using the rolling friction is easy to move the place from one place to other place, move the fridge. Okay, so the rolling friction is very least friction and static friction is a very high or maximum friction. So what is limiting friction? That is a new word is there. What is limiting friction? The maximum value of static friction is called limiting friction. What is the maximum value? Imagine this is the cupboard. Okay, if you are giving 15 Newton, still there is no change in the or imagine 49 Newton, still there is no change in the state from rest to motion. If you are giving a 15 Newton, then it start moving. That means up to this we have some forces acting in the opposite direction, that is 49 Newton. Okay, so if you are applying 15 Newton, then it start moving. So that 15 Newton is called as a maximum value of static friction. So the limiting friction is, it is the value when the object is just on the verge to start sliding. So after 15 Newton, then the object start moving. That force is called as a limiting frictional force, or maximum value of static friction is called limiting friction. Okay, understood? And one more question. It is difficult to start motion of any body, but it is easy to maintain the motion. Why? Because the static friction is very high. So to move a cupboard, we need a high amount of force, because the equal amount of force of friction is acting in opposite direction. But once you start moving, it is easy to maintain the motion because sliding friction is less than the static friction. So it is easier to maintain the motion than to start it. Okay. So up to this we are completing this limiting friction. Next is effect of friction. So we will see that in a next video. Thank you.